all these subjects that I needed to be great at when I was in school.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my teachers said to me, you know, Noni, I think you're going to retire me one day on the golf course as a chartered accountant. And I thought, what is a chartered accountant?
Yes.
I went and I looked it up and I said, oh, this looks very fancy.
Okay.
I definitely want to be a chartered
And
accountant. And also, my parents are teachers. You know, when you're a child of a teacher, they want you to be a doctor, engineer, chartered accountant, actuarial scientist. So, you know, even my parents pushed me that direction. Like,
I see.
go be a CA. We want a professional pillar. You must be driving
And
nice
you
cars.
went to?
And I went and I studied a BCom at WITS. And it really showed me fires. I'm not going to lie to you. Let me not pretend. I brag about having the degree, but it wasn't easy at all for me. And it's also because I've previously just had difficulties in my life and navigating school. And I went to university late. And I think there's another podcast for another day on how I made it where I am today.
Yeah.
And one day I just decided, let me go and job shadow.
Okay.
Woman in accounting.
Yes.
And I knew at the time that I didn't want to be an auditor because I was like, that's boring. That's crunching numbers.
Yeah.
I'd be bored to death.
That's
I'm energetic, you know. And then I thought, oh, maybe I should do consulting. I'm like, okay, that's something there. Or maybe I must just be a woman in business.
Okay.
You know, who's a chartered accountant. So now I went and I shadowed 2 incredible black chartered accountant females. Dr. Gamede, if I tell you that the second year I did it, I literally used to say to myself, am I going to do this until...
Educate Africa family. The guest that I have today is intimidating. Hi, my name is Dr. Sanele Gamede. I always forget to introduce myself, and I think I'm intimidated because I have an amazing guest, a dear friend of mine. I almost said a diva. I almost said a diva, but she is an amazing media personality. She loves people. She loves young people. And I think that's the main reason I brought her here. And it's quite fascinating. She's running blind. Not that she can't see, but I didn't brief her on this. I didn't brief her on this conversation. It's going to be an incredible conversation. It's going to be nice. But I want you to pause and tell a friend, share. Come on, share and let other people watch with you. Like you do when you're watching on Netflix. Make sure that you say, hey, I'm actually watching this. Please watch it and tell me what you think. And actually share because I also want the feedback. And I'm looking beautiful because the person that I have is looking amazing. Noni Khumalo. Hi.
Hi, Doc. What a pleasure and honor it is for me to be here today.
Especially because Mina and I, we have some WhatsApp group.
Yes, but usually I'm the one doing the intros.
Oh, yes.
Usually I'm the one that would say we've got the extraordinary Dr. G.
I actually forgot.
In studio.
I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I deliberately didn't do your profile and your introduction because I want you to introduce yourself. But ladies and gents, she is definitely normally the person who's saying, I have Dr. G in studio. Today, I have you.
Yes.
And I was thinking about our conversation. Allow me to admit before you introduce yourself to the Educate Africa family. I thought of preparing something. While I was preparing, I realized, man, I'm just going to mess up this whole thing. Because you are always over-prepared when we go on air.
Yes.
I love what you normally do. You put me through hell because I need to come prepared. It's good to have you, friend.
See my show.
And I want you... you are an award-winning what and stuff like that. But I want you to introduce yourself to someone who do not know you and just share one thing that no one or people that think they know you do not really know you. It could be that you recently bought a cat or... or you started dancing, something that people don't know about Noni, that they will know for the first time here on Educate Africa. It's your time to introduce yourself, and I want you to do it your way.
Fabulous. Hello, Educate Africa family. My name is Noni Khumalo, and I am a multi-award-winning TV and radio producer. I am the host of an incredible feature called Ready, Set, Hired on YFM. I'm a corporate MC. I'm an actress. Yes, can you believe that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you
I have
now?
a movie that's out. It's called Sterring. It's on Showmax, based in Soshanguve. In
Are you
Victoria.
kidding me?
So yes, I am definitely on
She's
Showmax.
making me feel like I am very unprepared.
Yeah, so I'm on Showmax, and there's a movie coming out very soon on Mzansi Magic as well in the next couple of weeks.
Incredible.
Super excited about that. But my latest role is that I'm a Makoti as well.
Oh, yes,
So
yes. I saw the pictures. They're
officially
beautiful.
am Mrs. Masinga. I've been with my partner for 14 years, which is a very long time.
Yeah, interesting.
So that's me in a nutshell. What people don't know about me, and it's my favorite story to tell,
Yeah.
is that my sister and I are born on the same day, 11 years apart.
You kidding me?
Let me even tell you more spice. So I was born on the 11th of May.
Yes.
Right? She was also born on the 11th of May. But our birthday rotates there by Mother's Day. Right? Because Mother's Day stays there as the second week of of May.
Yes.
So every 11 years, when I turn a double-digit number, like this year, I turned 33.
Yes.
My sister turned 22.
Yes.
That will always fall on a Mother's Day. So when I turn 44 and she's 33, it'll be Mother's Day again. So I love telling that story because I'm like, can you imagine I've got a twin who's 11 years younger than me, and every 11 years we also celebrate Mother's Day.
Manage, how is it to then celebrate the birthday?
It's the worst. I hate it. Absolutely hate sharing a birthday.
And I've always heard people saying, I hate sharing a birthday. Unfortunately, I share a birthday with my, do you call it your niece? Inganega Siswako?
Yes.
Your niece.
Yeah.
On the 28th of December, where no one cares anyway. Everyone is drunk. Everyone has food. Even if I threw a 30th birthday and no one showed up. Yeah, people showed up, but the number wasn't as interesting. So what normally happens during your birthday? Your birthday, both of you, yes.
It's always about my sister. So it's never about me. And I grew up not being one to really celebrate my birthday, but my sister loves a good birthday. I think for the first time this year, hubby was like, we're going to get into a car, pack your bags, we don't know where we're going.
Yes,
and let's go see where we're going to spend the weekend. And I was terrified at 4 o'clock in the afternoon thinking, I still don't know where I'm sleeping. And as you said, I'm very organized, Dr. G.
Yes.
I'm an itinerary girl. I'm planned. I'm thorough, well prepared.
Yes.
And my man is very spontaneous. So for him to say, get in the car, pack a bag.
Let's go.
We don't know where we're going, was probably the most adventurous thing I've ever done. But I loved it. And I think that was the best way to spend my birthday.
So do you normally celebrate it together, or you separate you celebrate it separately? What goes on?
I'm a family person, so I'm always with my family. So I think this is the first time actually ever that I spent my birthday without my sister, where I was away with hubby.
I kind of love my birthday alone, not necessarily alone with my recent family. I mean, I have a family of my own now. We're not big in birthdays. I mean, I'm the one who have pushed everyone at home to actually fall in love with the whole birthday celebration.
I can imagine. It had to be you.
Of course. Anyway, dude.
Yeah.
It's actually exciting that I am interviewing you in this platform because, like I said, you're the one who's normally shouting my accolades and, putting me out there. And it's quite an amazing opportunity to always join you on the show. I have to give you your flowers on my platform so that it doesn't feel like Ngalena, I am just saying it for the sake of, saying it. But really, I appreciate your energy. And I just want us to dive into it. Why do you love young people so much?
Sure. I don't know what it is, Doc. That's the immediate answer. But I think for me, as a girl who grew up in a township, right, that doesn't define me. And it doesn't define me because I am so fortunate that I have a mom and a dad who are always present.
They're still alive.
They were teachers. They're still alive.
Okay.
So I'm very close with my parents.
Okay.
Like, I'm their best friend. Like, if we had to say 3 Musketeers, Nabin Khan.
Okay.
And my parents really did the best they could to give us the best life that they could
Yes.
afford us, that
Yes.
affords us
Niselokshi.
opportunities. Siselokshi.
Okay.
Right? And I always make the story of, every time over the weekend, because they're teachers, on a
Yes,
Friday,
yes.
Masesikolweni sonke. Masibuya, we come back together. We're on
Yes,
holiday, we're on
yes.
holiday together. And they would literally, would get into my dad's Corolla, would go to Menlyn Mall, or would go to Colonnade. And even if we're just buying ice cream from McDonald's there, it was 1 rand at the time. But the fact that you get to be aspiring as a young person, because
Okay.
you get to see the rich and famous at these malls,
Yes,
or,
yes, yes, of
holding these
course.
expensive bags, just gave you, a glimpse into a life that one day you might aspire to have. Because obviously when you're in the hood, you're in the hood. You're as best
Yes.
as whatever you see around you is what it can offer
What
you.
is there.
But them taking us out to malls to go see what's out there, things that we couldn't afford but we could see,
Yeah.
meant that it was a little bit more tangible. And I think because I had that, I do understand that we live in a country where not a lot of kids have that opportunity.
I see,
Some of
I
them are in
see.
single-headed households. Some of them don't have parents, they're orphaned. Some of them are in child-headed households, and they didn't have the cushion that I had of 2 incredible parents that made sure that they help you dream. So I felt like
see.
I needed to take on the responsibility to help young people to reach their full potential.
So you are not the type that I have it. Probably I have it all. So why should I care about someone else? Because someone who's coming from your background, who's not actually even exposed to what is going on to
Yeah.
other people's worlds, you wouldn't really care. But in every conversation that Mina now we have,
Yeah.
there are young people. That's why
All the
I had
time.
to start with
Yeah.
the question, why do you love young people so much?
Yeah.
But I'm hearing that you didn't walk blind.
No.
When you were visiting the malls, when you were at school,
Yeah.
you realized that as much as mina nginawo amasokisi, there are kids where uniform ayiphelele
Yes.
because they are going through a lot and stuff
Absolutely.
like that. And your passion for young people, did it make you achieve the accolades that you have achieved? And before you answer that one, I want you to blow your own horn. You had already started and shared the award winning and what.
Yes.
I want you, before you answer my question, to share, because some people probably don't know what you have achieved in these 33 years that God have given you.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Sure. What have I not done? I've transported kids to school to chase my dream
Yes.
in media.
Okay.
I won an award when I was still on campus radio for the South African Radio Awards because I came up with a brand new show on campus level called The Global Love Experience, and it won Best Weekend Show. And I think that's when the commercial stations were like, okay, this girl might be onto something.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think almost every team I've worked for has won some kind of award. So when I was with the Top 40 with Zweli, at the
Yes.
time they won their first award. I was part of the team as well on a digital
So you add the
perspective.
spices.
I made the digital come to life.
I see.
I worked with the incredible, incomparable Anele and the club.
Okay.
And I mean, they've...
Did you?
Yes, I did their digital for a while, and I mean they've been winning awards. So when I walked in, it was just other awards that are
I
coming on,
see, I
And it's always
see.
great to be part of the winning team. And then right now I am nominated for the Basadi in Music Awards.
Yes, I saw
So last year
that.
I was nominated twice for Best Radio Producer and Best TV Producer. But I only walked away with Best TV Producer because I was producing for Trends Live.
Oh,
And
Are
yes.
you being for real?
Yes, I won an award for Best TV Producer.
For Trends Live?
For Trends Live, yes. And I was very deliberate in my narrative, Dr. Gamede. I was shining the light on
when you are
incredible
something
and extraordinary
else.
young black people and the work that they do. And I think that because I was so deliberate in what I wanted to portray in my stories, I think that's really what won the hearts of many South Africans. So now this year, I'm nominated for Best TV Producer. So it'd be lovely if I could walk away with another Basadi in Music Award and win 2 awards at this time around. But I am definitely a radio award-winning producer / presenter, as well as a TV one as well. So media is at the heart of who I am.
everything that you do.
Yeah.
We will come back to the media side of things.
Yeah.
Then answer my question.
Okay.
Yes.
Your question around...
On has that always been the thing that pushes you to achieve the love for young people, the cross pollination between the achievement? Has it always been the driver for pushing and working hard, and the love of young people?
Yeah.
Yona in ekwenze wathanda abantu abasha kakhulu, and lo thando labantu abasha ilona inolukwenze wa achieve what you have achieved as far as you have achieved.
Sure, Doc. I don't know how many times I'm going to mention my parents in interviews.
Oh, okay.
But my parents are also very loving people,
I
and
see.
they cared so much about their communities. Both my parents taught in underprivileged schools,
Okay.
the feeding scheme schools. So they've always had a soft spot for children.
I see.
My grandmother, my late grandmother, she was an activist. She was one of those grannies where at 4:00 in the morning she's sweeping her yard, and if she sees you as a young person, because she's going to give you life lessons.
Yeah,
So I think I
yeah.
come from a family
like I'm your
and a
granny.
household. I come from a family and a household that just really wanted the best for young people.
I see.
And I think I was raised under incredible values where materialism wasn't even a thing. I'm not materialistic.
I see.
I mean,
see.
you know,
beautiful as you look right now.
if you look at my posts
Yeah.
on social media, I call Louis Vuitton bag, I call Gucci slides.
But she's
you
always
know,
snazzy.
I really am about just
Yeah.
helping young people. And I think I always reflect back and I say, you know, God has been so graceful towards me.
Yes,
I've had
yes.
incredible parents support me that it would be an injustice if I don't give up my time to support other young people. I mean, when I was going through a tough time and I didn't know what was going on in my life, I had the privilege of having both parents support me and say, whatever support you need, we're there. And I think I want to be the same. I want to be the beacon of hope for young people to say, if you really are not sure about your direction, about where you're going in your life, I want you to be able to say, Sis Noni, ngathi ngiyalahleka. Please help
And
me
you will
navigate
show up.
life. And I try as best as possible, you know, to show up. And I think that for me to achieve the things that I've achieved is also, you know, I'm achieving my childhood dreams, but I'm also showing young people that it's possible, that you don't have to
I like
come from
that.
a rich background, or you don't have to come from a family that's already established in the space. I'm the first person to dive into entertainment in my entire family. Everybody else is a professional.
They're serious.
Yeah, I'm the clown of the family.
I think it leads me to my next question,
Yeah.
because I have media student
Yeah.
here where I work at UJ, and I really need to do a shout out. Allow me
Sure.
to the UJ, especially the UJ library, which has given us this space. They've got this nice facility.
beautiful,
It's
by the way.
beautiful.
Woo.
They also have a podcast studio where you can bring different guests, and they will definitely set up so nicely. And the lady behind, I have powerful people behind the scene.
You do.
Today I have Uponzo, who's amazing behind the scene, who's doing an incredible job, who's also in the media school of communication.
Beautiful.
And because I have those students, I want to ask the question, and as you answer this question, I want you to help them see the media. My
Yeah.
question is, why did you choose the media industry?
Sure. Mina dala ngithanda izinto. Ithi ngicela lapho, doctor. Can I please start there? I've always loved to entertain people.
Okay.
But more importantly, I've always loved to educate and spread positivity. And I think that media is such a perfect platform to do that without being strict about the fact that I'm educating you and I'm spreading positivity.
I'm laughing because I'm a career coach.
Yeah.
And you are being honest.
Yeah.
In why did you get into this industry? But please correct me.
Sure.
From our last conversation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
You indicated that you didn't study media.
No, I didn't study media.
Yes.
So
yes. You studied,
I wanted to be a chartered accountant.
Yes.
And the reason why I wanted to be a chartered accountant is because I was fantastic with mathematics
Okay.
and all these subjects that I needed to be great at when I was in school.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my teachers said to me, you know, Noni, I think you're going to retire me one day on the golf course as a chartered accountant. And I thought, what is a chartered accountant?
Yes.
I went and I looked it up and I said, oh, this looks very fancy.
Okay.
I definitely want to be a chartered
And you
accountant.
understand this.
And also, Angisha Manje, my parents are teachers. You know, when you're a child of a teacher, they want you to be a doctor,
Yes,
engineer,
yes,
chartered
yes.
accountant, actuarial scientist. So, even my parents pushed me that direction. Like,
I see.
go be a CA. We want a professional pillar. You must be driving
And
nice
you
cars.
went to?
And I went and I studied a BCom at Wits, and it really showed me fires. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me not pretend. I brag about having the degree, but it wasn't easy at all for me. And it's also because I've previously just had difficulties in my life and navigating school, and I went to university late. And I think there's another podcast for another day on how I made it where I am today.
Yeah.
And one day I just decided, let me go and job shadow.
Okay.
Woman in accounting.
Yes.
And I knew at the time that I didn't want to be an auditor because I was like, that's boring. That's crunching numbers.
Yeah.
I'd be bored to death.
That's
I'm
okay,
energetic, And then I thought, oh, maybe I should do consulting. I'm like, okay, that's something there. Or maybe I must just be a woman in business.
Okay.
Who's a chartered accountant. So I went and I shadowed two incredible black chartered accountant females. Dr. Gamede, if I tell you that the second year I did it, I literally used to say to myself, am I going to do this until I'm 60 years old?
That's when you are helping me ukuthi ngingasakhulumi, because sometimes I sound like a broken record when I speak about choosing careers and all of that, and you are dropping nuggets to say, look at the career in the next 25 years.
Yeah.
Do you
And
still
look at
want
yourself.
to be here?
Yes.
When you look at yourself? I think it brings me to this question.
Yeah.
What would you say a young person should choose media for? There is someone who probably wants to be in the media. What could you say to someone who wants to get into this industry? Because you have been in the industry
I have.
for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I think you have seen things.
I have.
The pros and cons,
Yeah.
the difficulties, the
Yeah.
fun of it.
Yeah.
And there's a young person probably in grade 10, 11 or 12, or someone who has finished their diploma. They are thinking of branching into
The media
the media space.
Yeah.
What could you say? Would you say war, or would you say come? If you will say both,
Sure.
what could be the pros and cons there?
I'm going to contradict myself because I remember saying vividly that I pray that none of my children want to be in media. If I'm being very honest, I pray that my children want to be sports stars. They must run or they must be academics.
Yes,
Please
yes.
don't come into the entertainment industry. But if you love it, you love it.
Okay.
The bug bit me and I was taken and
And
now
it
I'm
kind of
here.
loves you when it loves you.
Absolutely. But what I say is, if you want to get into the media space, it's important, Doc, because we need to preserve our stories. For a very long time, our stories were not told by ourselves.
Yes.
And this is the problem that we have.
Yes.
Is that our kids are growing up watching TV, listening to podcasts, listening to radio,
I see.
but they are not being told stories the way they should be told.
Shut.
So it's important for people like us to be part of the narrative so that we can tell stories from our perspective.
Whether it's movies,
Whether it's movies,
songs,
whether it's radio, whether it's-
radio.
Our kids need to hear stories from us, from the horse's mouth. And these are stories that need to be archived so that thousands of years down the line, Noni was part of the story.
Yes.
Was part of the South African story. So I think if you want to get into media, if you want to do it for the fame, sharp chum, you can. But I think the preservation of stories is what's important to me. As I'm saying, I'm very intentional every single time I go to work because I want to make sure that I've met certain obligations. Have I entertained people? Have I educated people? Have I inspired people? Have pillars that really direct the kind of stories that you want
the kind
to
of
tell.
the work that you do. And what has been the challenges in the media space? You have produced for radio, you have produced for TV. I don't know if you have been to print. You've never worked for print.
I haven't worked for print.
Yeah, but
I haven't worked for print.
I mean, probably you have colleagues in the
doc.
print. What has been the challenges? Because we are on Educate Africa, and young people need to know about the media industry so that they can make sound decisions.
How much time do we have? Do we have the whole day or what?
No, we don't have the whole day,
Doc,
unfortunately.
there's so many challenges.
Okay.
I think upon entry into the industry, young people expect to become overnight successes. That's the biggest challenge I think we have
In the media industry.
the media industry, right?
Sure.
So you will go to campus radio and think that you're going to do 3 shows and then you're going to be famous. That's not how the media industry works.
Jeez.
You need to earn your stripes. I did campus radio for 4 years before I actually got a payment of any sorts. I volunteered 4 years of my life for free.
Yeah.
For free. That's another
so
challenge.
it's not an overnight success.
It's not an overnight success. And look, there are people that are going to be successful overnight. We don't know how they do it. We don't know who their fathers are. We don't know who they know. And I'm gonna blame if you become successful because it's your time.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
But not all of us.
Do you know why I'm laughing? I was having a conversation with the team that is behind the scene.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to share what I said to them because it's unethical. But I said, look, I mean, so we have seen people thriving in the media. That's why I'm kind of shocked.
The first one is do not expect to become an overnight success because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not going to become rich overnight in the media industry. Let me tell you that. Agna malila.
But we see you guys wearing these fancy dresses, nishama makeup, nishama amahle, and you looking incredible.
If this is not a purpose-driven occupation that you're doing, you're in the wrong place. Because then you're going to do it for the wrong reasons. And because they've glamorized media.
Yes.
And as you say, you see me with makeup on.
Yes.
That time you probably thought that a makeup artist did my face. No, my darling. I did my own face game now. Because I'm a girl of many skills.
And your hairstyle looks nice.
Right?
The brands.
Presentation is everything. Unfortunately, in the media industry, perception is everything.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, you mustn't think that by entering the space, you're just going to become rich. Not everybody just becomes rich, right? Other people need to do the things they need to do to make themselves and be perceived as rich. I'd like to think that I am living a very honest media story life.
Okay.
I think if you really want to see what it takes to become somebody who understands the craft, who is embedded in the craft, I really think I depict the story properly.
Not the story of
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Noni on TikTok or on Instagram. Who's different from Noni in real life.
No.
That's what you are saying.
I think what you see is what you get. That is me. I love looking pretty. I love looking nice for TV. I love looking nice for radio. You know what I mean? You will pay your bills. But I'm saying that you mustn't think that what you see, when you see celebrities in their glamorous cars and glamorous whatever, not all of it is necessarily from media. Some of them do make a lot of money. We're not going to dispute that there are people that have built their career so much
over time
that their rate cards look amazing.
Okay.
We're not going to take it away from them.
Okay.
But I'm saying that you mustn't think that that is the story for every single person who's in the media industry.
I feel like I've brought you for my media students, and allow me to steal you for this conversation for the media students across, because I was fortunate to travel with the research project that I'm doing in over 7 SADC countries, 8 with South Africa, interact with media students. And I'm sure, and I've told them about this podcast, I'm sure they have subscribed. Noni, what is it that then are we not doing as media educators that you think and what you see that is missing? Uma udibana nalama interns afikayo azosebenza, what is it, if you were to help us and help young people, what are the skills that you will say, please make sure that before you graduate, Sanele, talk about this in your class, teach this in your class. Hey, young person, before you graduate, make sure that you have the skills if you are going to work in the media. And of course, Ponzo behind the scene is listening.
Doc, I think we've lost the love for the craft. And I don't want to blame media practitioners, because I think right now we're also in an era where traditional media is being fought by digital.
Yes.
And I think that nobody knows what to do with this beast.
Okay.
Because everybody's like, don't be afraid of digital. You need to collaborate. But I don't think anybody really knows what that looks like.
How to do it,
And I think that that's the challenge that media finds itself in right now. Because anybody can buy a mic and just have a podcast. And that podcast will fly. There's no regulation when it comes to podcasting. But there's regulation when it comes to TV, when it comes to, So anybody can be a podcaster. Anybody can become a presenter on TV because they can have their own TV show on YouTube. And I think that we are scrambling
Okay.
I think as media people, we're just scrambling for solutions. Like, what's working? Traditional media is losing advertising because advertising is like, I would rather go and sponsor Dr. Gamede on his podcast because I can see his numbers as soon as people have watched it. I can then say, can I please sponsor this episode because you're speaking to something that's close to my brand.
Please do.
As opposed to, yes, please do.
Please
as opposed
do.
to radio and TV, those numbers, they go through so many, like, methodologies in order to determine how many people were really watching or listening or there's just a lot that's happening. So I think that we've lost the art of the craft in terms of training young people.
Okay.
Because everybody's scrambling for solutions and I don't think we know what we're doing. Training isn't taken as seriously as it was before.
Yes,
media,
yes,
like when we were trained in our time, what a time it was. You didn't even feel like you were volunteering. Because you were learning a skill that you hoped was going to give you a brighter future. But right now, we're telling kids, you don't even have to go and volunteer anymore. You can just start your own podcast and you'll be fine. You can just start your own TV show and you'll be fine. People will see you there. So I think we've just lost the art of really understanding what media is and also the transferring of those skills. I don't think we've got time to do it anymore. There's just so much happening in our lives. As I said, we're scrambling for solutions. So as card to sit and say, let me train you in this field. Asanayo le passion or asanayo skati. I don't know what the challenge is.
And speaking of time,
I
think nababantwana that we are teaching, and this is not an excuse,
Yeah.
they kind of want to be, especially with the media industry,
Yes.
while we are teaching them, they want to be in the space.
Yes,
and
on TikTok, on the phone,
yes,
in class.
And when I say, whoa, Pela, learn before, no, where can I volunteer? Where can I?
And why must you learn when people are telling you that you can become a TikTok sensation overnight? Then what's the point of me going to school? What's the point of me volunteering? Because all I can just do is do a dance challenge on TikTok and I become famous.
Which is
and I get
not
invited
sustainable.
Look, I'm scared of speaking on that space because I'm not in it. But immediately, I would say it's not sustainable. Because what skills are you learning that is going to carry you for the next 10, 20, 50 years?
I was going to touch on the media, but the social media space, because I see you looking very nice. Of course, you have curated those pictures.
Yeah.
You have edited there and there, like anyone else.
Yeah.
Chosen the ones that are looking great and all of that. Noni, we have this trend, and I am going to allow you to speak on this, not because you are doing it, but because you are in the media industry. You are a young female African child, and I have seen a trend, and I can't speak about it because I would be called a pervert. There is this trend of going naked on social media. And when I have a conversation with these young people, of course, carefully so, I hear their dreams, what they aspire to be. And when I listen to that, plus what I see as their social media content, I'm like, you are studying law, but you are going to be a lawyer that is known of being naked on social media.
Yes.
How is that going to? So I don't know. Do you have something to say on this? What can you educate for this conversation?
Because
what can you say to this? Because I don't know whether you'll be the right fit because you're a female, especially because it's done by female. And I don't know if the people are making money.
Doc, I also don't know because I'm not naked on social media.
I know.
Let me tell you one thing. I think we also live in a world that tells us that we must be liberal. Right? So it's okay to be naked. It's okay to not be dressed. Right? But we forget the consequences of our actions when
on a later stage.
Because you are going to become a parent one day. You are going to become a public figure that is looked up at. And now somebody is going to see you in a thong.
And you said
it was great to be in a thong when you're 20 years old and shaking your booty on a yacht in Dubai.
You said on YFM.
But when you are 50.
The internet doesn't.
It doesn't forget.
Dr. Gamede. So
and look, it's not cute. Also, Doc, in as much as I've curated my content isn't appealing.
Okay. Okay.
It's not the young people don't think my content is great.
Yes,
Because
yes, yes.
I'm too strict. I'm dressed. I actually have a life where I go to work every single day and I
Yes,
work hard
yes, yeah.
and I don't have a blesser and I don't get
Oh,
100 roses.
you
People
want to-
don't aspire for my life because it's boring. Young people aspire to see somebody get on a flight with a Louis Vuitton bag and they're sitting in business class and they're going to Dubai and they're doing their BBLs and that's the life that young people want to. This is easy come life. And they don't know that if it's easy come, it's easy go. Social media is not a real place. It's not a real place, social media. And young people fail to acknowledge that it is not a real place. And we should stop wanting to desire this life and thinking that you can save yourself in life just by social media. I mean, I've been told by my manager that I need to somehow become more consistent on social media.
Yes,
But
I've told you as
yeah,
well.
But Mina, I have a job that pays me without me having to be on social media. A job that pays my bills.
Yeah.
A job
And
that
you
can
have
get
to
me
have
whatever
the
it is that I
job.
want, right?
And you have to
Yeah.
be consistent in
but
that job.
the other challenges that we're having, Doc, is that you have to adapt or you're going to die. And that's where we're finding ourselves. The traditional girls that work hard, that have, that don't show their bums and
Yes,
are not
yes.
catching, business class flights. We are learning now that if we don't jump on this ship of social media and consistency, we might just be left behind. So we too also need to adapt somehow and bring people into our homes
Yeah.
that are sacred to us.
Yeah,
Now I must do
man.
my makeup tutorial in my bedroom and tell people about my life and my husband.
This whole
and,
dress
know,
with me.
get ready with me.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Get ready with me.
Yeah, or story time. People are saying it needs to be done because that's how you remain relevant.
But
how
how do you then do it but stay intact, stay relevant, but at the same time be respectful of who you might become? But
Yeah.
because in reality, I've seen people who want to be lawyers, accountants, doctors, and when I see the content that they post, and I hope someone doesn't bash us for this, but it doesn't say,
doesn't align.
it doesn't align. So
I would
how
say
can we
for,
do it?
for lawyers and for these people in like very serious professions, the accountants, show us what you're wearing at work every day. Okay? Get ready with me to go to work Monday to Friday. Show us your outfits. Let's see
Yes,
you going
yes.
into the corporate space. Sit with us, have a cup of coffee next to you, and tell us about the difficulties that you faced on your first day of work.
Yeah.
Come back the other time and tell us about, look, you applied for a promotion at work. These
It
are the
didn't
tips
go
that you
through
can
or
share.
it went through.
Yes, if you failed, tell us about your failures because people want to see that you too are normal. So I think that we also just want this sifuna lifestyle, man, dog. They've painted lifestyle as something so important in our lives that even the lawyers and the accountants can be like, oh, I've got brains, but I can also have a good time.
And I allowed someone who might pick it up that we are dripping there and there, and I allowed this conversation because I have you. It's
Yeah.
exciting to have you and to talk about this. I'm just going to throw in different segments. Like I
Sure.
said, I didn't want to prepare a conversation about agriculture with you and then we
Please.
talk for an hour.
My husband is the one with the green fingers, not me. Please.
Agriculture and all of that.
Nothing survives me.
So Noni, women are complaining
Okay.
out there
Yeah.
that what happened to us, men being spontaneous and, being there for them and being there for the future and all of that. What is going on? Where did we miss it? Is it you guys loving to complain or
Yeah.
kukhona vele where Tina as men we have lost it?
Dr. G, I have such a soft spot for black men
Okay.
in South Africa
Okay.
because I think we're not seeing what the world is doing to them.
Interesting.
We're finding ourselves in a space in South Africa where women are highly empowered.
Okay.
Women are able to do things by themselves.
Yes.
And because of that, they don't think they should compromise.
I like
right?
the highly empowered.
So women are able to buy their own houses in estates, which means they don't need a
Yes.
man to protect them.
Okay.
Women have got insurance for their beautiful cars. So if they've got a flat
Yes.
tire, they call the insurance. They don't need Dr. Gamede to come and change their tire.
I see.
Which also gives women a little bit of a nerve to say, I'm the one that's doing 1, 2, 3, 4 in the house. What are you
Yes,
doing?
yes.
When the men are unemployed or the men are
Yeah.
losing jobs? Because that's the reality of if I look in different households, it's the men that are not working or that aren't earning as much as women.
I see.
Stats might disagree otherwise. But I'm
Okay.
talking about the reality that I am in, the spaces that I'm in, when I'm seeing that I see a lot of women who possess powerful positions. And because of that, society has told them that they're better than men. Society has told them that they don't need men. What makes it even worse is then you've got social media that says
Yeah.
that your man, in order for him to ask you out, he must buy you a cake and a plate that says, "Will you be my girlfriend?"
Yes, yes, yes.
At a very expensive restaurant where you must pay 3,000 minimum before you leave. That man doesn't have that 3,000.
Yeah,
The very same social media then tells men that you must buy your woman 100 roses. So now as a woman who's got a great job, I can buy myself a car, I can buy myself a house.
Yes,
Whatever
yes.
man that's going to come in my life and want to date me must
Yes.
also afford to buy me 100 roses every 2 weeks. Must be able to take me to expensive restaurants. Must be able to fly me abroad to different countries so that I can live this
Good
life.
enough.
But that is not realistic. People ask me how my relationship has lasted so long. I don't think people want to hear my story. Because I'll be
Yeah.
very honest with what it takes to make a relationship work.
Work.
And I think that women are clouded by social media and
Yeah.
by their stature
The,
now
the
that they've been
failure to
uplifted.
failure to
Yes.
realize what is real and what is not real.
100%. And you know what? Kudos to the government and to private sector for empowering the women. But I think
Yes.
that by empowering them, they've also taken men out of some of their responsibilities. Because you can just simply say, all I want is a sperm donor now, and then after that,
And
anyway.
yes,
And then
yes, the divorce rate, the
divorce
separation
rate becomes
rate.
high because when your expectations are up there, forgetting that when on a checklist ukuthi indoda yakho fanele ibe nani, but when do you meet the requirements for a man?
It's quite surprising that you didn't call us losers as
I could
how
never.
social media
I have 3
do it.
incredible. If my grandfather was still alive, I would have had 4 incredible black men in my life who have been there for their families, Dr. Gamede, and they're
Yeah.
not rich, but they are present.
Then your parting words in this discussion
Yeah.
to men. What could you say then to men? Like, now I know I will say, for a lack of a better word,
Yeah.
I will say you have taken our side,
Yeah.
and you have been so comforting in your words. What would you then say to us? Because some are sleeping,
Absolutely.
some are sleeping.
In every society, there are exceptions. In every society, there are those that don't deserve positive words because
Okay.
you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
But to the man that is trying every day,
Yes.
to the man who is looking for hope,
Yeah.
for the man who wants to settle down but circumstances are against them,
Okay.
I want to say that your cries do not fall on deaf ears. We hear you, we are here, and we understand. I might not have a big say or influence in terms of what happens to black men in South Africa in particular.
Okay.
But I know their cries. And they mustn't think that it's every woman that has changed their minds. Because also men have this thing, I owe black women vela by a
I see.
because
I
of maybe
see.
1 or 2 experiences they've had with other black women and how they've treated them. So I'm on your side. My parting words is, I'm on your side. I understand what
I
you're
wish
going through.
women, many could say that. And
Yeah.
I want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I just want us to dive into what really, really made me, now I'm using the word really, really made me call you here. You have a show,
Yes.
a segment
Yes.
called Get Ready. Hi.
You're
Did I-
starting.
Did I
now, and you
did I-
said it correctly the first time. Ready?
Oh,
Set.
set higher on YFM.
Yes.
Which is a very lovely concept. You are doing very well.
Thank
You
you,
bring me
Doc.
as a guest from time to time, and
Yeah.
I appreciate.
And you show up.
And
which
I show
also
up.
appreciate.
Yeah, I show
Which I
up.
shame you
I
show up
love it
every time.
And YFM, we
Mulokele.
love you so
Mulokele.
much. Mana, Noni, why do you love that idea out of all the content that you could speak about? Fashion, beauty,
Yeah.
lifestyle, whatever. Why employment. Why seeing young people moving from point A to point B?
Doc, we can't run away from the fact that unemployment is an entire pandemic
Okay.
in South Africa.
Okay.
And it seems like it's getting worse by the day.
Okay.
And because it's getting worse, I think it's crippling other parts of our economy.
But the way you're so prepared when you come to this, the way you bring incredible people in your space or in your show, the way you craft your questioning, it sounds like there is something really pushing you behind, beside the statistics.
Yeah.
There's something that you love about this that I've always asked myself, because Unoni is so passionate about this subject.
Mina, Doc, growing up, I wanted to be the president of the country.
Okay.
Let's get that.
Now I
clear.
see.
Being full by president. Because I've always wanted to better people's lives. That's just who I am. It's in my nature.
Please cut this. Please cut this clip. And then we will show it to the president.
I wanted to be Cyril Ramaphosa. At some point, I even wanted to be the first female president of the Republic of South Africa.
We have never had a female president.
No,
Full.
No. We've
so
just
you
had
still have
and acted. I still have a chance. I'm not sure about my chances because I'm not that much into politics.
Okay.
But there is going to be, I think, a shift in my life at some point.
I see. Okay.
Politics.
So
I've always wanted to help young people, Doc.
Okay.
And I don't do anything that I do half-hearted. Everything that I do, I put my all into it. I want to see young people succeed. I want to see young people hopeful. You say, we shouldn't focus on the stats. But the stats are saying that 2 million young people are discouraged, Doc. Do you know what it takes when they say 2 million young South Africans are discouraged from seeking work? What do you mean? You were born into this world. You went to school with aspirations, with dreams. And one day you decide, actually, none of this matters. That can't be normal.
Yeah. I see, even when you call me, when you send a voice note, Sanele, I would like you to come. I can see the seriousness in you. Is it influenced by growing up or ukuzalwa by both teachers?
Perhaps, because my parents were also very involved, but when they helped young people, they were very quiet about it.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
They were the teachers that were able to see, yes.
Okay.
Or they don't have shoes. It's
Okay.
My dad was passionate about football. My dad played football back in his time for Abu Swallows. So my dad had a soccer team in Soweto when he still had the strength. So I think I come from a family that is very
really
selfless.
And
I think that fueled me to also
Noni,
want to become
trust me,
better.
my friend.
It's not about us.
I saw that there's something. I mean, yes, this is on radio. This is your job, but trust me, I have to give you your flowers, fake as they are.
Thank you.
I think I saw that there is a story behind it. Now I'm getting the idea that you grew up in a selfless family. And
absolutely.
quite frankly, because you had, I think you were open to the idea of, let me check if everyone has what I have. And what you realize is, not everyone has the glass of water like everyone else. And that sparked the idea and drove the conversations because, you are passionate about this. And it is something really, as you are saying, that needs us to all come together and work towards it and make sure that we build these young people to be not discouraged, as you are saying. And my parting question, this is my last question. As I said, I want to go to the gym. Where to from here? Where are you going? Like, I don't like the question, Etsy. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Because the reality is I don't see myself yet in 5 years. That's my reality.
Which is okay.
I don't think I've thought that far.
Okay.
But I do want to say that I think I'm in a very comfortable place in my life right now.
You are appreciating
I'm appreciating where I am. I'm
Okay.
appreciating how far I've come.
Yeah.
But there's still so much to be done, Doc. And I think the more I do Ready, Set, Hired, the more I get exposed to young people and their dreams and their aspirations, the more my heart says, I need to do more.
I see.
My heart says, I've got more to offer.
So
I've got more to
if money was not a problem,
if money wasn't a problem, If money wasn't a problem,
Yes.
your attention, please.
And the library is saying we must be we must acknowledge that it's they are closing in the next hour. Yeah. And yes. It's people need to know that we are hosted by the library. We are hosted by the library.
Hosted by the library.
Yes, and it's quite a lot.
Sure.
So coming back,
If money wasn't a factor, Doc, I think something that's close to my heart that I'm working on quite actively right now.
yeah.
Is I've realized, again, going back to my parents, how much they've sacrificed for me to be able to go to good schools that exposed
Yes.
me to incredible extracurricular activities.
Okay.
So I did drama, I did choir, I did public speaking. I was able to do all these things. And I think that's where I gained my confidence.
Okay.
And I'm realizing that schools aren't doing that stuff anymore, which really is frustrating me that kids aren't able to articulate themselves in interviews because they never really got that training when they were young.
I see.
So a project that's very close to my heart is to start a speaking academy. If money wasn't a problem, like for me, I am definitely an educations girl, and yes, we need to build more schools.
Ponzo behind the scene is
But
also
my dream that I'm working on right now with my twin sister, who's 11 years younger than me, she's
Okay.
doing the paperwork. We're working on, starting a speaking academy called Voices of Tomorrow.
So there
Academy.
is a 5-year plan.
I don't know if it's a 5-year plan, but it's in my heart, Doc.
I see.
And I get so many young people come to me and say, "You speak so well. How do you do it?"
Yeah,
And I think that it just comes from being on stage and learning how to improvise at the age of 9. You've got to cram an entire play in your head.
I know.
By the time you're 20-something, you know how to improvise because it's something you practiced when you're still a child. So for me, I am a lover of the arts. I'm a lover of the stage. I'm a lover of confidence. So if money wasn't a factor and I could open an academy tomorrow to help young people articulate themselves, articulate the issues that we have, be able to tell stories, be able to, recite poetry. Wow. That for me is the ultimate dream. So that's something I'm actively working on. I
was about to actually ask to everyone because do you know why, Noni? I was about to ask. It's because when we had a conversation a few weeks back, I had a conversation with Noni, and she said exactly what she's talking about, which means it wasn't a by the way kind of a conversation. It's something that you are passionate about. I am really grateful, Noni. And whosoever that is watching, I'm sure Uponzo is going to cut where Unoni is asking for this money.
I've got amazing primary schools around me.
I see.
Like my house is surrounded by schools.
So
I'm in an area where, I'm able to go to these schools and just capture a couple of kids. And we must start something great and instill this positivity in young kids while they're still young, so that they're not 40 and they are stuttering.
And then because it happens. Even in job interviews, that's what we are struggling with, the confidence and all of that. I guess because the library has indicated that it is closing
pack up and go.
Very soon. I want us to close, and I just want to look at the camera and appreciate you.
Thank you, Tom.
For making the time.
Thank you.
And thank my family, the Educate Africa family. What would you want to say?
I want to say thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We need this YouTube channel to grow because it is there to educate Africa. Let us also be the solution. I find that as young people, we are not pushing the things that we need. Channels such as these are channels that are there to inspire. So go tell your friend, go tell your granny, your mother, your father, your bonkabantu to actually tune in.
Subscribe.
And let's support platforms such as these that really propel the Black story forward.
I think Ponzo and the team, my lovely, lovely team, people who are working very hard, please cut that clip. I'll use it for advertising this platform. Guys, I know, I know it takes time to grow such platforms. But we will be happy. Companies are interested in partnering with us, but the reality is they want to see numbers.
Yes.
So help us grow, partner with us, collaborate with us. And speaking of partnering with us, I'm very happy that my wife made this very nice.
It's so
jacket.
nice. I thought I was gonna get it as a gift. I thought you were gonna say, "Look under your chair."
You carrying a jacket? You carrying a jacket? No. Unfortunately, we are not on Oprah's show at the moment. So she has made this wonderful, and it's beautiful. It's her company colors. It's a jacket that is in her company. So
Nice.
uniform, if I may put it in that way. But she made it so beautifully, and I also want to appreciate those kind of companies, people who are there for us. So please make sure that you are going to my website as well. There are tons of courses there, books, resources, book a session if you want to, and make sure that we collaborate. Most importantly, we want to sustain this platform.
Yeah.
We want to keep this platform going,
Yes.
but we need each other. Tell a friend, like Noni
Yes.
has already said. I'm not going to repeat her words. So thank you so much. And most importantly, please remember, it's possible because it's doable. And may God bless you.
Whew, fabulous. Woo. We'll never stop talking, Mina.
Yeah. That I realized. Friend.
We'll never stop talking, Doc.
Friend.
Thank you so
It
much. I
was-
hope I was